How often should I feed my baby? This is one of the most common questions we get asked as lactation consultants. And I am going to give you that answer in a minute, but one of the first things I'm going to say is that there are a lot of myths with breastfeeding, and I want to bust some of these myths that just drive me crazy and insane. How often should you feed your baby? Some people are told every 3 hours, every 2.5 hours. Some people are told, well, you need to watch your clock and during the day only feed your baby every 3 hours, but it's okay to let your baby go as long as they want overnight, or only let them sleep for 5 hours. And if they're sleeping for 5 hours and it's the middle of the night, then wake them up to feed them. And really what I want everybody to know, the question is not necessarily how often should you feed your baby. The question is, how do I tell if my baby's hungry? And I would much rather you focus on how to figure out if your baby's hungry rather than figure out how frequently to feed them. Because the answer is, how often do you feed your baby? Whenever your baby is showing you that they're hungry. And in the early days, it's pretty experimental. It is hard to figure it out for sure, but there's lots of really good tips that you can start to incorporate into helping you figure out when your baby's hungry. And a lot of people think that just when their baby kind of does something like this, or turns their head to the side, or sticks their tongue out a little, that means that they're hungry. Maybe. That could also be just the beginning of them revving up and showing you that they're hungry. And I think that when you are not sure in the beginning, forget about the clock, forget about waiting for your baby to cry. When they start doing those subtle signs, looking from side to side, opening their mouth, sticking their tongue out a little, bringing their fingers to their mouth, I always say, when in doubt, just take it out. Offer them the breast and they will pretty much let you know if that's something that they wanted. Just like if someone thought that you were really thirsty and like, here, drink this, and you're like, no, I'm not thirsty, I don't need anything anymore, and they put it up to your mouth and kind of try and force you, you might take a sip or two, but if you're really not thirsty, you just push away. And the same thing is when you're hungry. Even if you think that brownie looks really good and you decide you want to try it, if you do take a little piece, you might chew it, you might swallow it, but then there's a part of you that's going to be like, I'm actually full way up to here. No, thank you. And pretty much that's what your baby will do too. If you are not sure, when in doubt, take it out, offer it to them, and let them be the one to tell you if they're hungry or not. So that is my answer to how often should you feed your baby. Try and learn your baby's feeding cues, and until you're pretty sure what they are, when in doubt, take it out. This is Lori Jill Isenstadt, IBCLC, with All About Breastfeeding. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on All About Breastfeeding. Remember my mantra, don't let All About Breastfeeding be your best kept secret. Please make sure you subscribe to this show. This way you'll get every one when it's released. Share it with every new mom or new mom-to-be that you know, anybody you know that's interested in breastfeeding. It's a great thing to do for them. My last thing that I'd like to say is just go to the link below and you can get my free gift to you today, which is 7 Secrets to Successful Breast Pumping.